They view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it,
Oh,
too.
they do, yes, sir. Setting the floor for the Suns. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Bledsoe and I to the backcourt, and it's Stevenson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Johnson in the corner. Fires from deep, and that one's good. Johnson's got his second basket of the night.
And for the Clippers and flopping, part of it might just be reputation. Whenever anyone hits the deck on their team, fans might be quick to kind of condemn that as a flop. Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And the Clippers making a change here. Smith has checked in.
You know, the Clippers were the darlings of the NBA as they improved and made strides, but I think the flopping has kind of diminished that now, that love affair. Being labeled a group of floppers can certainly stifle your popularity.
6 on the shot clock. Paul dishes to Smith. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Not much defense to speak of yet here, guys.
Nope, it's been all offense, fellas, all the time here early.
Over to the wing, and the wide open shot from Morris. The three-pointer no good. The Clippers have gotten 8 of the 13 shots to find the bottom of the bucket. Morris against Johnson. Smith wide open, he fires. It's rebounded by Stevenson.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Paul kicks to Crawford. Dishes it to Smith. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. Comes up empty down low.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Stevenson drives in.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
All right, a moment here to check out stats for Griffin. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. 14th in scoring. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And yeah, you know, one of the most dangerous scorers in the league. He's already come up big in some key games this year.
So for the Clippers, Pierce comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Rivers in for Chris Paul. And a change for the Suns. Len's checked in.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Stevenson drives in. And yes, sir, that one drops. Stevenson's got 5 now.
Both teams trading punches back and forth. This thing's like a heavyweight fight.
The momentum swings really impossible to keep track of. The energy in the building just keeps going back and forth, ebbing and flowing. I'm loving it.
Screen by Smith. Crawford kicks to Rivers. This one for 3. The shot misses. And at the end of 1, both teams putting up some points. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first big group substitution here for the Clippers. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Smith. Johnson comes in for Paul Pierce. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Paul's subbed in for Rivers. And then for Phoenix, Freaks checked in for Alex Len. Morris comes in for Mirza Teletovic. And it's T.J. Warren in for Eric Bledsoe. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Stolen by Tucker. And Phoenix pushing it up now. And there's Knight. That's good on the assist from Tucker. That's 10 points for Brandon Knight. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Suns?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Spurs put forth a nice effort. He had 9 points, and it seemed every trip down he would end up at the line. A lot of free throws for him. A bit of a surprise attack for him, as he is usually just regarded as a role player on his team.
And Doris, thank you so much. He couldn't have been much better in that game, could he, GM?
Not at all. He was great. I mean, that's for sure. If he wasn't at his best, he was awfully close.
Guys, he came to compete and win. Let's hope he's got that same attitude, that same energy, that same swag here tonight.
And that one's good, Griffin.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Knight passes to Stevenson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. The Suns have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Tyson Chandler was checked in for Phoenix. Bledsoe comes in for P.J. Tucker. That's off as well, so he misses both. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though. Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier. Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Paul kicks to Johnson. The feed to Jordan. Phoenix grabs the miss. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely disjointed.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Here for the Clippers, Josh Smith. He's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Pierce comes in for Wesley Johnson. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. And the Suns here with a different look. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Freak comes in for John Lure. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for P.J. Tucker. And it's T.J. Warren in for Eric Bledsoe. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Stevenson in at the 4 spot. Brandon Knight is out there with Warren. Then there's Mirza Teletovic. And it's Len in at the 5, down low.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Passes to Teletovic.
Sticking too much.
Here's Stevenson, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this, for his career, 15,806 career assists, a record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Len. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 5th assist in this one.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top. It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's cost him.
Stevenson drives in. The shot will not go. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Bledsoe dishes to Stevenson. Knight on the wing. Crawford with the steal. Inside, here's Smith. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Smith's got 12 in the game.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Bledsoe, it's blocked, and they get it back. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. Checked in for Griffin, and it's Crawford in for Johnson. Freaks checked in for Phoenix. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Knight. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Jordan is out there with Pierce, and it's Crawford at the small forward. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Phoenix leading by 9. And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
You know, I thought they did a decent job during the first half of limiting turnovers, but since halftime, it's been a different story.
Wesley Johnson's checked in for the Clippers. Brandon Knight's checked in for the Suns. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
On the wing, Stevenson. Pierce covering. Stevenson drives in. Chandler the pass to Stevenson. Plays it up and banks it in. And the Suns lead by 11. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Phoenix.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
It's Pierce with the drive. Kicks it out to Johnson. Paul dishes to Pierce. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. 1:05 left to play here in the fourth. Suns leading by 9. Chandler a screen. Knight in the corner. He kicks to Stevenson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Take a look at the numbers in this one for Stevenson. 10 points and 1 steal.
And guys, he's been making play after play on both ends of the floor.
No let up in him, and that's mindset. That's not just physical tenacity, but that's a mental tenacity, too, that he brings to the court.
Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rivers comes in for Chris Paul. And the Suns here with a different look. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. T.J. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. Booker, he's checked in for Knight. And Ronnie Price has subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Pierce for 3, and the shot is good.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
Yeah, he needed to add just a little more loft on that one because of the size mismatch, and he did it perfectly.
Stolen by Pierce.
This game's finally gotten away from him.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, there's not really much they can do at this point.
And so here's Phoenix. Here is Price. Pass to Stevenson. And good on the basket. Book it.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt
okay, guys,
all in that
the clock
wound.
is our enemy now. Time to focus up and know your roles. Trust me, play.
Stevenson.
You got the look.
Here's Rivers for 3. They get it back. And And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.